Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time joining, I am Precious at Finding Her Light, and here on my channel I talk about all things grief and readapting to life after grief. So for me, throughout my journey, my reflection, my therapy, I've learned that grief is something that you live with forever. And here I share my reflection, I share tips about how you can still find joy in this new normal that you have, right? So we know if you're on this channel, you have experienced grief or you're experiencing grief right now, you know that it is very complex. Grief is not linear and it's something that you will live with forever. And so I want to normalize grief. I want to talk about it. I want to take up space. And that's what I do here. And so today I wanted to come on and do a quick video about some tips about how to get through grief during the holidays. And I'm going to tell you guys, I am literally filming this like sitting on my floor. I've been trying to film this video for the last 2 days. All kinds of things keep happening. Literally in the middle of filming in my other setup, my tripod just literally broke. So I apologize because I know this video will be wobbly. It will not be stable. It definitely will be short because my hand hurts. And I just feel like something was keeping me from making this video, and I don't know what it was, but I refuse to let it win. I also lost my voice. I'm under the weather. So it's a lot of things going on, right? They're all up close and personal. In my face, which is like a huge insecurity of mine. And so I feel like this video must need to go up for a reason. It's important. It's challenging me even to just post it. So without further ado, just wanted to give you that disclaimer because I do apologize because I know that I sound awful. I know that the video will not be stable and I don't want it to be a distraction. But I really wanted to get on here and share something about, just some tips about how to get through grief during the holidays. So for anyone who's experiencing grief in the holidays, for some of you, it may be really difficult around this time of the year. Just a little backstory on me. This will be my 4th holiday without my mom. I lost my mom in 2018. She transitioned due to stage 4 colon cancer. And with my grief journey, it has been obviously an extreme roller coaster. But within my first 2 years, it was extreme darkness. I was extremely angry. I don't even know if angry. I was enraged. I was not even angry. And the holidays was the hardest for me because it put an emphasis, especially the new year, an emphasis that it was another year, or the reality that I will be going into another year without my mom, without my person, without my heartbeat. So the holidays is especially hard, and was especially hard for me while I have been living my journey with grief. And I feel really grateful that I have been putting in so much work that I am in a better place. And this is the first time, obviously the holidays have not hit yet, but it's the first time that I have not had enraged moments leading up to the holidays. And so I just wanted to come up here and bring a little bit of light to the situation because I know how hard it is, and I don't know if anyone is out there searching for just some kind of remedy to help lessen the pain a little bit. So what has helped me, I'm in a very positive stage of my life right now with my grief as I process it. And what's been helping me is, number one, allowing myself to express my feelings. And so I think in the beginning, when I was experiencing grief, I suppressed a lot of my feelings and I didn't allow myself to experience the different emotions that I had. And so by me suppressing it, by me not naming my emotions, by me not identifying and allowing myself to feel them, it made me more enraged, and it just prolonged the actual anger or sadness or heartbreak that I had. And so what I practice now is that once those emotions come to me, I meet them where they are. Sometimes I have to say, hold on, not in this moment. I can't deal with you right now. but I table it for like immediately the moment that I can. I don't allow them to linger. I don't let my feelings and my emotions linger for long periods of time, because I know if I do that, that it will be very unhealthy for me and a harder process for me to get through with them. So again, number one, I allow myself to experience my emotions. I name and identify my emotions, and I process them as they come instead of waiting and prolonging the situation. Number two, for me, I have to allow myself alone time. And so give yourself permission to take the time that you need. I know that may look different for everybody's families. Dynamics look different. Maybe you're a parent, your spouse, and you don't have the flexibility to take a full day to yourself. But if you can't take a day or two, like sometimes for myself, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm taking like 3 days. If you don't have the flexibility to take that amount of time, at least schedule in some time for yourself. I don't care if it's just 30 minutes. It helps. So give yourself permission to take some time for yourself to just feel, do, eat. It could be anything. When I take that alone time for myself, I give myself permission to just go with the flow. Whatever I feel, I listen to my body and I see what I need. Sometimes that may be rest. Sometimes that may be a scream session. Sometimes that may be journaling. Sometimes that may be meditation, a yoga, or exercising. Sometimes it may be just me like literally scrolling on my phone. Sometimes it's me like cracking up, watching something, a comedy series or rom-com or something on TV. Whatever it is. Just make sure that you take out some time for yourself, and it's going to allow you to recharge as you process and deal with everything that is the holidays, because we have our own issues that we're dealing with the holidays, right? And then we also have to show up or be around others. And a lot of times that can feel suffocating too, or that you are suppressing or hiding your feelings because you want to make sure you put on a certain face for other people. So make sure that you are acknowledging and giving yourself the time and the space to feel whatever it is that you need to feel, so that you can work through it, so that you're able to show up for others if you have to. But show up for yourself first, because if you don't show up for yourself, you definitely can't show up for others. And it's really big. I'm a huge person on taking some time for myself. Do not disturb on my phone, and I take it. And before they didn't have do not disturb on my phones, I would just turn my phone off sometimes. And I know that's not healthy. So if you can't do that, at least put it on silent, dedicate some time, pencil some time in for me. Make sure that you're doing everything for everybody else, that you're penciling in me time. And so my third tip is, I know I just told you about isolation, but I would isolate myself way too much. And so my third tip would be lean on those who are understanding. Lean on those who give you grace. Lean on those who do not judge you, So number 3 would be lean on someone. So I did not. My first 2 years, I leaned on no one, and it showed, okay? So I would self-isolate myself for long periods of time. Then I will feel neglected. I will feel angry. And although I had those emotions, some of it was like I was putting that out there, right? Even if I didn't say it out loud, like my energy, the way that I was acting, I wasn't allowing anyone to check on me to see how I was feeling, anyone to show me love. And so I would just say that, sometimes isolation is amazing, and you do need that. You need that to recharge. You need that to sit down and focus and process it yourself. But sometimes you also need others. And it's not sometimes about like talking to others about your grief, but just having somebody there that you can feel that you are loved. You can feel that you're not alone in this world. You can feel seen. And that's important too. Sometimes you don't want to talk about your grief. You just want someone to be there and to show you kindness, and to be like just there for you, and so I hope that makes sense. But sometimes you just need to be around those that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel joy. So although you may not feel it from yourself, you can live vicariously or feel the energy of others, and sometimes that can make you feel better. So number 3, lean on those who support you, that you don't have to explain yourself to, that if you were just upset and you're angry and you just come and you sit, they're not questioning you. But when you're ready to talk, they're also there for you without judgment. That's the biggest thing, right? So I would say lean on those. My fourth tip is that when you are in situations where you feel as if your back is against the wall and no one understands you, speak up. What I used to do was not say anything, right? And so what that did was allow me to create scenarios in my head about what the situation was, and then it allowed others to create scenarios in their head about what the situation was, because I was not being vocal. I was not communicating what my needs were, why I was upset, why I received the information that they said to me the way that I did. So number 4 would be to speak up. So when you feel like you're against the wall, when you feel like no one understands you, when you feel super alone and people, keep trying to talk to you, they keep trying to figure it out, or even if they're saying the wrong thing, grief in the holidays is a lot of people saying the wrong thing, right? They don't know they're saying the wrong thing sometimes. So speak up, express yourself, articulate your feelings, try to put words to your emotions, try to put words to what you are going through. So when you are talking to someone and you may feel like what they said is not aligned to how you feel, or what they said was hurtful to you, or what they said was dismissive, speak up and say it, because you're the only one that's carrying that pain, that's carrying those feelings of what comes with that when you feel it. The other person isn't. They're going about their day. And if you're someone with grief and you felt these things, you're carrying it for a very long time, right? So if you are in situations like that, speak up, have conversations. And sometimes maybe you don't have to have a conversation. Speak up and just say, hey, I just wanted to speak my mind. Maybe we could talk about this later, but right now I can't do it. And that should be okay. I think the biggest thing with grief and with others who have not experienced grief and who have not gone through the things we have gone through is that it's a big disconnect, because the lack of communication we have around grief. And also, especially in Black communities, the way that we even discuss emotions and feelings in the first place, right? And so it's a lot of learning and unlearning that we have to do in that. And so as you give yourself grace, as you go through your grief journey, try to give others grace as well. Now, don't weigh yourself thin. If you're giving people grace, if you've been expressive, if you are putting words to your emotions, you're doing the work, and people are still blatantly not listening and not trying to do the work, remove yourself. You don't have to explain why you're removing yourself, but you know why. There's no reason why you should have to be dealing with the heartbreak and the pain of grief, doing the work, being understanding, explaining to others how you're feeling, having a perspective, listening to them, and someone still isn't making you feel wanted, loved, or making you feel less than. Walk away. Be like, move around, baby. I don't got time for this. I got too much stuff that I'm dealing with in my own life to have to deal with this as well. And maybe sometimes people need space. They need their own perspective. They have their own reflection to get back, and you can have a conversation. And then sometimes it's just, you're out of here. Like, that's it. So the fourth one is to speak up, okay? And number 5 is to love yourself. I think that's the hardest thing to do, especially during a time of the holidays. For me, the first 2 years and a little bit last year, creeped up on me last year too, I didn't show myself love or grace, and I was just so unhappy, and I didn't want to celebrate something like Christmas and New Year's, because it, to me, was a reminder of the pain that I'm going to have to experience for the next 11 months, right? And so what I have been doing is reframing the way that I have been experiencing grief. I have been taking ownership in my grief, ownership in my story, and making it more of being empowered by the darkness that I experience, and that I have gotten to this moment where I appreciate, I chase light, I find light is within me, and I'm empowered by that. And so what I do with that is I love on myself. So when I'm having my hardest moments, I express it, I go through it, I feel it, I identify it, I let it to have whatever it's having, right? And then I try to choose love for myself, because the biggest thing for me during this season is the realization that nobody loves me the way that my mom loved me. And in the beginning, that was painful. It hurted like hell, because I felt like I would never be loved again. And what I had to do was say, well, Precious, show yourself that love that your mom showed you, because that was unconditional love, right? It is something you don't know you need until it's gone, right? You don't know how big and how impactful it is in your life until it's gone. And so what I've been doing was giving myself that love, right? It's not to say that, others can't love you, but the love I had for my mom was just a different kind of love, and I've never experienced it with anyone else. And so around the holidays, it's very apparent. Very apparent. Okay. And so it's the hardest part, like waking up on Christmas morning and not having my mom, not having someone who's gonna show me love. It's not about the gifts, it's not about, the fancy presents, but it was just, she knew what I needed, right? And I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm older, right? I'm an older person, so I don't really get gifts and things like that. So Christmas feels like a regular day sometimes. And so it's hard when everybody else is being around and being loved, and it looks so beautiful when New Year's is here and you're counting down, and the first person you want to call is your mom or whoever your loved one is, and say Happy New Year, and you know that you can't ever do that again, and that means it's another year that they won't get older. It's another year that they're stuck back in time on the age that they was. It's another reminder of every single negative thing that you can experience. I say, okay, it's another year to show myself more love. It's another year to give myself permission to feel those things, but also permission to say, if you survive this year, you can survive another year. Kudos to you. Job well done. And so that has been what I've been doing that has helped me have a better perspective and a better mindset, and feeling more empowered with my journey with grief. So I have a lot of positive things in place. I'm so sorry. I really apologize. My voice is cracking. Everything's going out. But I'll be ending it soon, the video soon. But a lot of positive things for the next year in place, and things that I want to share with this channel. So I did want to ask you all, I know I don't have many followers yet, but for anybody who's listening, anybody who's on this journey with me of living through grief, that if there's anything that you want me to discuss, to put it down in the comment section and I'll make a video about it. I really want to make sure, as I reframe my mindset about grief, that I reframe my channel and that I bring more positive, teachable moments to this channel as I am getting in a better space with my grief. Because I want people to know that the darkness do not last forever. It's hard as hell to get out of, and you literally got to climb yourself out. I tell people all the time, I was in the pits of hell for 2 years, right? And then things started to get better, but I had to put in a lot of work. I had to literally silence the noise, right? And so I want you to know that you are not alone during this holiday season, that you are loved, that you are important, that you should celebrate, that you have survived another day, second, minute without the person that means the most to you, and you're still here and you're doing great. Love yourself and know that although it feels so hard and you want to give up, that you can make it through. So I hope this video can help anybody out there that's going through grief during the holiday season. I'm sending you all so much love, so much light, and I cannot wait to see you in the new year. And I hope that you love yourself. Okay, so until next time, please subscribe if you haven't. I have a lot of great things store with us. Follow me on Instagram. I do weekly, well, it will be bi-weekly starting in 2023, but bi-weekly grief calls. So I'm at Finding Her Light on Instagram, and I also have an emailing list. So see you next time.